Okay, so I'm on my fourth row of colour work, and as you can see, this is a wrong side row because I'm floating my yarn to the front of my work. I need to switch to this grey colour for the next group. So what I'm going to do is lay the grey yarn across there, and I'm actually going to crochet over it for the last stitch of this group. So I'm still crocheting over the cream colour, but I'm going to crochet over the black as well. Also, I'm picking up that float there from the previous row. So there's lots going on. So I'm going to go under there and work the first part of that group, and then I am going to bring up the grey to yarn over. Okay, so I'm now going to be working in the grey. I don't need to crochet over that. I do need to continue to crochet over the orange and the cream. So both of those will be floated across the front of my work. And I am going to go and pick up that float from the previous row and go into the space. This is where it can get a little bit tangly because you've got lots of floats and lots of ends. So you might need to loosen off on your tension a little bit just so it doesn't get too tight. So I'm going to continue to hold those across the front of my work and go under there. Like I said, this bit is optional. Into the space. And just continue to work over those two strands for the required number of groups. Okay, I'm about to change back to the orange yarn. So what I'm going to do is I am going to drop the orange yarn and not float it for the last stitch, but I'm going to continue to float the cream yarn. So I'm just going to go that side of the space so that I'm not crocheting over this strand. Work my last stitch and then bring my orange yarn up from the back and work my last yarn over in the orange. I no longer need the dark grey, so that is going to get dropped to the back of my work. And you will have a bit of a tangle to sort out at the end of each row, just to get your balls back in the right order so they're not tangled up. And then I'm going to continue to hold the cream and work in the orange for the next group. Oops, it can get quite tangly, but it's only for a short amount of stitches that you need to do this. So when you get to the end of the orange section, that's what it's going to look like on the back, but obviously on the front, nice and neat. So I'm at the end of my row now, and I am just going to need to do a bit of yarn untangling, so I am ready to turn and start my next row. Just make sure that you're not pulling these floats too tight. You don't want the motif to be pinching in. Just make sure you've got plenty of slack there.